All right, Bruce is out because the U of A lost. He's taking a day. All right. Duke beats U of A, and he calls in and goes, yeah, I can't make it into work. That's just the kind of guy my partner is. I just want to say that. You know, if my team's lost, I'd be here ready to go the next day.
Well, you're kind of used to your team's losing.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. Above the belt.
Pamela Hughes is in today. I was glad to see the U of A lose. And I know they're an Arizona team, but if I see pain on Bruce's face, it just gives me so much joy, Pamela.
It gives me so much joy because I am a Sun Devil. Yeah. I graduated from ASU, taught at ASU. Yep. Go Devils.
Right.
So I am super stoked to talk to our next guest here.
Yeah, she's the new coach of the ASU Sun Devils. She joined us a couple weeks ago when GCU made it into the tournament.
Yes.
And she is back on the show. Molly Miller, the new ASU women's basketball head coach. How you doing, Coach?
Do you want the truth? No.
Yes, I want the truth. Yes.
No, I'm excited, but there's just a lot going on. You know, there's an onboarding process, and then I'm in portal season, and then transitioning even like office pens and pencils to I can't get caught up, but it's just such an exciting time. I had a wonderful official press conference on Thursday, and that just kind of made it official and real for me. So now there's no turning back. Like, hit the ground running, full steam ahead.
Coach, did I have anything to do with you getting that ASU job? Because I noticed that after you came on the show, you know, you're riding the highway from GCU, and then the next, 2 days, you know, you get the job at ASU. And I'd like to take a little bit of credit for that.
Don't let them.
I know. Do I owe you a finder's fee?
No. I know I had just maybe a small part to do with. No, I probably
you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
She has done this on her own. Yes. Let the woman take that accomplishment.
How big a deal is this? Is this like the dream of a lifetime?
It is. I'm all of a sudden going from playing in college to being a marketing director in the corporate world to then building this career path as a head coach. And I think it's a dream to be able to compete at the highest level, coach at the highest level. I'm really competitive, so I want to cut down championship nets, plural. Yeah. And this is the place that I believe we can do it.
I love how you've worn so many different hats and obviously have been successful in all of them to get to this point. But what you built at GCU was incredible. 32 wins, 30 in a row. So I'm curious, was it harder to walk away from that success to walk to this new opportunity?
I kind of parallel it to my jump from Drury to GCU. I mean, at Drury, when COVID hit, we were 32-0. We were going to march our way to a national championship. And then all of a sudden our season got cut short. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm coming back. I'm going to do this again. Like, I can win 30 games a year here at Drury, and this is going to be my comfort zone. And then all of a sudden GCU calls, and it piqued my interest, and I learned more about the opportunity. I always tell my players, like, lean into opportunities, educate yourself. You're a strong woman. You can do anything you want. So I made the jump to GCU, not really looking, but when opportunity knocks on your door, that's what happens. And then, you know, I was happy at GCU. We were winning. We were climbing. Our trajectory was great. I was going to build off that momentum. But, you know, I think there was opportunities that I wanted to lean into. And this one was really special to me.
Coach Molly Miller is joining us, new ASU women's basketball coach. So you don't like U of A. You're a Duke fan last night, right? I mean, we got a lot of Sun Devils listening. You had to root against U of A last night. You're a Sun Devil now, right?
Don't put her on the spot like that.
I want to put her on the spot.
I know. I have to avoid bulletin board material.
Oh, right.
Pamela, I put people on the spot for a living.
I know you do, but come on.
Coach, did you root against U of A last night?
I wasn't even watching the game.
Oh, come on.
I was at the Diamondbacks game. I was cheering on Kenny and his players because they threw out the first pitch. Yep. But I'm always rooting for the Sun Devils. So whatever that means, take it as it is.
And against the U of A?
Okay, next.
I got you,
material.
Coach. I got you. Like, as the Sun Devil in the room, we'll kind of shift this a little bit different. And I'm curious, like, if I were to sit in the stands of an ASU game next season, how am I going to know that this is like the Molly Miller team out there on the court?
I mean, I think you're going to see a team that just plays with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. It's going to be team centered. So that's something I really pride myself on our past teams. We were able to fit the pieces together so nicely that we really highlighted each other's strengths and it looked like a cohesive group. You're going to see relentless energy. I mean, especially on the defensive end. We fly around. I have a saying, every 50-50 ball is 100% ours. So that's kind of like sets the tone for how we play and what we do. And it's a fun brand to watch. Pretty high octane on both ends, lots of tempo. And then, like I said, just sharing the ball, passing up a good shot for a great shot. And our practices are going to be like that. So we're going to practice hard. We're going to practice like we want to play.
Yeah, we jumped on the GCU bandwagon for the NCAA tournament. Coach, I was all in, ready to do whatever you needed me to do. And you made a great run at it. Now I have a serious question for you because I was reading an article in the New York Post, and it was about you. It was about your team, GCU, and it was about the celebration you guys had in the locker room after you won the tournament before the NCAA women's tournament. And I don't know if you saw this, what the New York Post, they referred to you as a blonde bombshell. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, because I'll be honest, when I read it, that didn't make me happy. I didn't like it. I thought it was to try and tear you down. Hey, let's just look at what she looks like and not the skill that she has as a coach. And I was disappointed in the New York Post. When you see something like that, how do you handle that?
I let my body of work speak for itself. They are correct. I am blonde, but I've got grit. I've got determination.
Yeah.
My work is my reward. One of the best compliments that I get from my assistants is I'm one of the hardest working people that they've been around.
Yep.
And I think the byproduct of that is success, regardless of outward appearance.
Yeah.
I like to think that I've got a servant heart and I lead with that. I want to be a good role model, an example to my basketball kids and my biological kids. And I think being that strong female influence, those are the characteristics that matter to me. So, I move on from those. I don't let it define me. I don't let it bother me. And like I said, I let my work speak for itself.
Yeah, and I think that example that you're setting for not only your kids, but your athletes as well, because as women, we face those types of things. And so having that kind of example put before them, I think, is what you're doing coaching off the field, or off the court, not just on the court. So I'm curious, because I'm a mindset and life coach, how do you protect your energy and your mindset when you go from like a 30-game winning streak program to a program that you're going to help rebuild?
I just continue to be myself, I think, through the process and stay true to what I believe in and how I want to start this thing. I spoke in my press conference. I want to build it on rock, not sand. So I want to do deep dives into these players that I'm bringing in. I think you've got to start with culture first. And I don't know if that involves some growing pains along the way. I want to win right away, don't get me wrong. But I think if you're going to build a vision for the future, you have to get the right pieces in place. So you are built on rock, and that is a solid foundation. So that's going to be my philosophy. I'm going to vet these players, and I hope they vet me too, right? It's got to be a really good fit. And I want that to happen. It's a little bit more difficult in this landscape, but you can do that with the staff that you have, with the connections you have. You can really see if there's a good fit there. I just want to set players up for success. I would never want them to be set up for failure. So I'm going to do a little bit more digging. I am going to watch a little bit more game film. I am going to talk to some of their touch points along the way. And I think that's just going to be helpful as we start this thing.
Coach, you're awesome. Thanks for coming on with us when GCU was in the tournament and after you got the big job. Thanks for coming on, and good luck at ASU.
Go Devils.
We're rooting for you.
Yes, go Devs.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. That is Arizona State. They have a new basketball coach.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.